If you didn't see it earlier, there was this live stream for Avengers Doomsday where it was just like these chairs with a bunch of names on it, and it would do one like every like 10 to 15 minutes. It was so bad. It was this, but they were like taking their sweet time. So these are all the actors that are gonna be in it. Anthony Mackie, you know what I mean? That's the second Iron Man guy. Sebastian Stan, Winter Soldier. Letitia Wright, I don't know who that is. Paul Rudd, Ant-Man. Who's Letitia? I don't know who that is. Wyatt Russell. I don't know who that is. Tenoch Huerta Mejia. I don't know who that is. Eben Moss Backrack. We're just making up people, dude. How do you have a rack on your back? Simu Liu. That's what's his name? Shang-Chi. Florence Pugh. That's what's her name? Yelena. Kelsey Grammer. Wait, who's Kelsey Grammer again? I forgot who that was. Danny Ramirez. Joseph Quinn. David Arbor. Winston Duke. Hannah John can't whatever. Tom Hiddleston. How are you bringing back Loki? That motherfucker died. Oh my heck, the multiverse. Oh. Patrick Stewart. Ian McKellen. So you haven't seen Loki? Okay, look, dude. Loki, the MCU fell off, dude. I'm sorry. Like, I really have not been paying attention to anything post-Endgame. Alan Cumming. He's what? James Marsden. Channing Tatum. Pedro Pascal. They're showing that all of the characters from the Fantastic Four movie that hasn't come out yet will be returning in this movie. And then finally... people waited 5 hours just for the reveal that Robert Downey Jr. is gonna be in the movie when they already showed it. Okay, this, I'm gonna be really real with you, dude. This is some, like, ultra slop. Also, no Spider-Man. I know they're, like, tied up in rights issues or whatever, but, like, the thing that Endgame had that this movie does not, right? You had, like, 10 years worth of movies that built up the idea of the Infinity Stones. Like, they weren't connected yet, but all the Infinity Stones were scattered throughout the movies, and they all had, like, different significance in them, and you didn't know they were connected until the very end, and you were like, wait, they all came together to make the Infinity Stones and the Infinity Gauntlet. Thanos was like teased in like multiple different movies. He was teased at the end of Avengers, and he was in the Guardians of the Galaxy. All of that, it was all built up perfectly, narratively, and you got time with all of the individual characters. Now, we're just throwing everything at you, and it's like, it's apparently Robert Downey Jr. is the villain, but, you know, he's not Iron Man, he's Dr. Doom now, and it's like, like, I don't even know what's happening anymore, you know what I mean? I'm not caught up with the MCU. I don't think the majority of you guys are also. They have done this thing where they're like, all right, half of our lore is gonna be produced to you in these like 12 episode miniseries, and you gotta go watch those, and they're really bad quality, and they contain a bunch of filler that you don't care about. You gotta watch them or you're not gonna understand what's happening. And it's like, dude, what? When I talk shit about the MCU and when I talk shit about Star Wars, I always want to be wrong. I want to go to this movie, sit my ass down, and be blown away. But given everything that we've seen in like the last 5 years of the MCU since Endgame ended, it's raps, dude. It's just, I don't know, man. I don't think it's gonna be very good. You know what I mean? I don't think it's gonna be very good. I really do not like Robert Downey Jr. in Doom. Don't get me wrong. I like Robert Downey Jr. and I like him as Iron Man. Nobody could be Iron Man better than he is. It's really just like a telltale sign that they're like, bro, yo, guys, you remember that Robert? Whoa, remember Robert Downey Jr.? Oh my God, whoa, remember that? It's not like, ooh, I wonder how this big overarching story plot's gonna conclude. And I'm sure in like the Fantastic Four movie, Dr. Doom will be set up, but it just feels like slop in my face, you know? Chris Hemsworth as Thor, I'm not reading all that. The X-Men theme blending into the Avengers theme was so good, I didn't even get that far. Watching the chairs live on stream felt like the good old days of Smash Bros reveals, pure hype. Bro, Are you dead ass? Is this it? Dude. 5 fucking hours! It took an entire 15 minutes. Look, it doesn't even change. It just sits here, no music, no nothing. And then finally, when the transition happens, look. I'm gonna skip ahead. Look, see, blink and you'll miss it. Look, this is what happens. And then back to a still image. This is ultra slop. This literally made me feel like a little kid again. Please, Marvel, don't mess this up. Oh, brother, they are. Oh, my Pookie Wookie Bear LeBron. They will. I'm not even trying to be jaded and cynical. Like, it's just like, if you were to tell me that, if you were to ask me if I thought Avengers Infinity War was going to be bad before it actually came out, I would say no. They gave you a bunch of really good shit right before. If I'm doing the same thing without being biased, you didn't give me a great story to go off of prior to you releasing this. So now I'm going to think it's going to be the same quality. Don't worry, little Marvel fan, we got plenty of slop for you until you die. We'll pump it into your veins, little Marvel fan. God. If it's peak, I'll call it peak. But I'm going based off of what I've seen so far, and I'm a little worried.